Who puts a holiday in the middle of the week? I don't know, but here we are at the end of the week for you. Post-holiday blues. Cruiser Control is here right now. Other Sammy is here right now. My name's Stephen Kruiser. Let us begin. Happy post 4th of July, Other Sammy. Other Sammy, we had Matt here last week. Other Sammy, you'll be your own guy soon, okay? Because I think we've lost Sammy. Actually, no one's seen him. Let us begin with a little kicker for your morning coffee. Yes, boys and girls, it's time to rev it up. Yeah. I'm gonna have a stroke during that one day. It's because, you know, like the video games where they can give you epilepsy, that just makes me like that. Because I needed to be more animated. Rev Al is much like our vice president in that the brain-mouth connection was lost long ago and provides us with nonstop material for mockery.
Now, Alicia, while the president is moving in this that all of us agree is politically wise, but is also something he has a core belief in and has always talked about. Congressional Republicans are pounding the president's immigration decision, and they're coming with legislation.
We're going to be doing a fundraiser for Rev Al soon to get him some punctuation. I think we're going to do a big Rev Al punctuation telethon. And I like, first of all, he says the president is politically motivated on something, which is supposed to be a bad thing and will be dealt with later in the show because the Democrats have been saying the Republicans, oh, it's politically motivated, and he goes, politically wise, or something. Rev Al and Chris Matthews are sharing a mush mouth, by the way, I think. It's just, and the other, and I love the last part, and they're coming with legislation. Because we wouldn't want Congress to do that, would we? Legislate or something, do their jobs. Those of you who are prone to indigestion might want to make a mad dash for the Pepto right now. It's time for a little bashing Bashir.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah.
I don't remember if that was the one from last week or not, but I was going to stick with one for a while. And you weren't here last week, were you? Or you were on prompter, Other Sammy, yeah. Moving people around. I actually clean the floors on Thursdays. The White People Are Us Network must continually have to adjust the color for Marty McMoron's broadcast to hide the fact that he is eternally green with envy when it comes to the success of one Mitt Romney.
It's already abundantly clear that Mr. Romney has plenty of love in his heart for his 5 sons and 18 grandchildren. What's not so clear, however, is that Mitt Romney has all that much love for anyone else. After all, this is a guy whose boathouse, valued at $630,000, is worth more than 3 times the average American home. Yet his solution to the housing crisis is to let foreclosures continue and do nothing to intervene. It was the same with the auto industry and the same with the banking industry. So long as Mitt Romney can retreat to his compound, he'd rather not intervene in the challenges facing the nation.
So, one, lying about what his response to the auto industry, what he wants to do with the housing industry, everything else. Marty goes over, there's a clip every day with Marty McMoron right now about Mitt Romney being rich, because according to the progressives, bad! You know what a normal American does, Other Sammy, when they hear somebody has a $630,000 boathouse? Gotta get me one of those! That's cool. It's only the whiny little progressive, hey, I'm a victim, and 3 times and more than my dog. Shut it, Marty. Shut it. But he won't. Love children. Short clip, long response, and we're going to have to rename this again next week, ladies and gentlemen. You guessed it. It's time for Everybody Dave Chung tonight.
But the people who are politicizing this issue, they seem to be winning because not much is being done on the issue of climate change, even though President Obama promised that, you know, back in the day.
Well, those of you who watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes and wondered what it would be like when they all first learned to speak need look no further than the MSM in recent weeks. The mindlessly babbling progressive chimps in the media seem only to be able to craft sentences around variations of the word political. Making Eric Holder accountable for Brian Terry's death? That's playing politics. Fighting the green unicorn over climate change? That's politicizing the issue. Here's some actual news for the carnival freaks posing as journalists out there. Everything politicians do is political. Responding to politics based on falsehoods with politics based on truth is what is supposed to happen. They've already tried systems where politics of falsehood were allowed to go unchecked. They called it the Soviet Union, and it sucked. Tweets of the week! Twitter.com/Stephen Kruiser. You follow me, I'll follow you back. You gotta tell me to follow you, though. People keep going, you said you'd follow me back. There are 140-something thousand of you out there. You gotta let me know. A little shout, a little love, a little love. Hey, Kruiser, what's up? Then I'll follow you back. Tweet number 1.
You work for the bank. Bank works for me. So, ipso facto, I'm your boss.
Big banking. That's all I'm saying. Mitt Romney, big banking. Tweet number 1. An old friend of the show asks, were there 24-hour channels of Chris Matthews and Obama with a penalty tax for not watching? Would you watch? No. I think my answer to that would be so hellish, I would pay the penalty and check my Facebook. And everybody knows how much I hate Facebook. I would go to Facebook in lieu of that. That's how much I hate it. Tweet number 2.
Who are you trying to get crazy with, Jose? Don't you know I'm loco?
Tweet number 2 asked, who the hell is Sammy? Apparently, tweet number 2 came from HR here at PJTV. That's a question most people around here have. Who the hell is Sammy? He comes in, he comes out. If there's a donut there, he eats it, and then he's gone. Sammy is a donut eater. He's not even here. We have other Sammy here this week. We don't know where Sammy is. Sammy's a state of mind, like Matt before him. Tweet number 3.
Hey, what do you guys like better, nurse or cheerleader? Oh, hi, Nicole.
A cheerleader who grows up to be a nurse. Okay, tweet number 3. Why did the brony cross the road? Okay, I don't know if you freaks know what a brony is, but it's like a grown-up man who's into My Little Pony. It's just kind of creepy. However, I'm going to post this. We're gonna post this on the bonus clips on my site. My good friend Kurt Schlichter, Colonel Kurt Schlichter of the United States Army, has promised that if X amount of dollars, we were saying 1,000, but they hit that right away when he promised to do this. Now they're trying to goose it up a little bit. He is going to, in public, wear a brony hoodie, and it will be well documented if they give, it was $1,000 to Wounded Warrior Project, now they're upping it to $5, and he might do something, he might do a full unitard. But a colonel in the United States Army is going to dress like a brony in public if you give money to Wounded Warriors, which you should be doing anyway, by the way. And we'll give you the link for that. And a special bonus tweet this week to get you through your post-holiday blues. Tweet number 4.
Deep down in places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
I'm leaving because there was finally a clip that I understood, because I don't do movies that much. But I knew that one because I've watched it 8,000 times. Tweet number 4. My good friend, the eternally beautiful April Marie Fogel, says, would you accept the VP position under Romney because a Kruiser-Biden debate would be priceless? See, the difference between me and Joe Biden is I know I'm crazy, okay? That's what I think is beautiful about it. And, you know, the vice president's job, I gotta admit, I would take that. I would just like, what do you gotta do? Well, you sit there and once in a while you go over here and then you go over there. Do you really have to do anything? Just golf. That's the one I can golf in, but that would be, me and Biden, can you imagine that? Joe, you wet yourself just to show, because he'd freak out and think he did? Probably would. Website, StephenKruiser.com. We're going to have that link for you this week. The bonus clips will be back. I got some video of me speaking in Virginia last week, firing up the troops about the thing that we're going to talk about in a minute. And don't forget stuff over at PJ Lifestyle, PJ Tatler. I write everywhere right now. And then, of course, look what we got this week, because other Sammy is here. Matt was drunk last week. Oh, we got two, because we didn't have one last week. Now we have 2. You're not getting 2 wipes this week. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. But you get a magic wipe. Magic PJ Media wipe. Taking these on the road with me lately, and people love them. I have PJ Media wipe groupies now. By the way. They're there just for the wipes. This week's comment winner writes, love the new bashing Bashir dance, but it would be better with no pants. Wipe? You read it as a rhyme and then that little thing like that. Of course you get a wipe for that, and of course it would be better with no pants because it is a little steamy in here today, isn't it, other Sammy? It's a little, I think I may be sterile. I'll explain that to you later, okay? Because the stupid never takes a break, it's time for the circle of dumb. If it walks like a tax, looks like a tax, and quacks like a tax, it must be a penalty. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is... Debbie, I'm making the circle my own, Wasserman Shultz. The DNC chairwoman hit the airwaves to prove that the Democrat talking point Borg has been fully assimilated and will not be deterred by little things like Supreme Court rulings or reality.
The Solicitor General tells the Supreme Court representing the Obama administration it is in fact a tax. It'll be administered by the IRS. It'll be collected on April 15th. Why can't you acknowledge that it is in fact a tax?
Because it's a penalty. It's not a tax.
I'm not going to pay my taxes next year. And then I'm going to say, but they were really penalties, and I am not required under law to pay penalties. And I love the way she did. She is so effortless in this. Because it's a penalty. Because it's a penalty. Because if you get her wet, that's what she does. If you splash water on her like that, because she's Stepford wife, she's like shorts out. Because it's a penalty. Because it's a penalty. They're all robots now. They're taking over. They're all robots now. You can't smell them coming either. That's the weird thing. I don't know what that means either. You guys have been watching the show long enough to know if there's linear. No, I don't know either. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I have a conversation with me, and both of us are going, what the hell are you talking about? I've never mandated that you watch this, and there will be no tax upon you if you choose not to. Welcome, my dear friends, to the last piece of my mind. I hope you all had a safe 4th of July. I'd like to touch on something that happened before the 4th, and I'm talking about, of course, the Supreme Court decision about Obamacare, which I discussed while guesting on PJTV's own Trifecta this week. You might want to check that out, too. Plug. But I want to tell you this. I was on the road. I was speaking to I was on a bus tour rally in Virginia when the news hit, and I was not fazed at all because I had not expected much. I don't emotionally invest myself in these things, and I hope that those of you who want to be involved in politics for the rest of your days, or even throughout this election, or even beyond this election, learn how to not get emotional about it. The night before, I was on the bus, other Sammy, I looked at everybody on the bus. I said, there's a little too much irrational exuberance going on here. People are a little excited. There's a victory dance that they don't deserve yet because I don't think it's going to go down that way. And it didn't go down that way. So what happens what happened when the thing came down is I looked at it as another obstacle. Because that's what I expect the government to do, throw obstacles in my way. And then I immediately started working on ways to move around the obstacle, to move over the obstacle, and under the best case scenario, destroy the obstacle. That's what you need to do. Don't invest any emotion. Realize that there's a problem in front of you. We just work through it. Keep fighting. Don't worry. Don't let this get you down. There are a lot of people worried like, no, don't. We're moving forward. I love you guys. See you next week. Woo!